I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes, so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler Sports and this is the Sport Report.
And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. Welcome to a special edition of this all crazy sport newscast.
Broadcasting from somewhere in the United States.
Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Thursday, April 18th, 2019.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. It's time to get you caught up on what's happening in the world of sports. This is Top of the Order.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
This is Top of the Order.
Our top story comes from across the pond. Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City were playing in Manchester at the Etihad Stadium, home to Manchester City, and there were 5 goals inside the first 21 minutes of gameplay, which is unheard of for a soccer match. Nonetheless, 5 goals in a match. It ended 4-3 Manchester City, but because Spurs scored a goal at home in the first leg and scored 3 on the road, they win by this thing called away goals. 4-4 on aggregate, Spurs advance based on away goals. Manchester City scored in stoppage time in the second half, but it wasn't enough. VAR ruled Sergio Aguero offsides, negating the goal, and that came with 2.5 minutes left in the game. From there, it was Spurs who saw the game out. They will play Ajax in the semi-finals. In other Champions League news, Liverpool defeated Porto 6-1 on aggregate, including a 4-1 victory yesterday. They will play Barcelona, who defeated Manchester United 4-0 on aggregate. Ajax defeated Juventus 2-1, 3-2 on aggregate. Now for some NBA scores.
Bird takes the shot. It's gone! Oh my goodness! I can't believe it! Jordan with 2 seconds to go puts it up and scores at the buzzer! Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago!
Around the NBA.
The Boston Celtics trailed 91-89 with under 2 minutes to play, but they went on a 10-0 run against the Pacers. They win 99-91. Bojan Bogdanovic had 23 points and 8 rebounds for Indiana, but it wasn't enough. Jason Tatum hit some clutch shots towards the end of the game. He finished with 26 points. Kyrie Irving was the main story. He also hit some clutch shots, 37 points for the big man. Boston now leads the series 2-0. Milwaukee Bucks 120, Detroit Pistons 99. The number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference does not look uncomfortable. They look very comfortable, as a matter of fact. The Pistons were missing Blake Griffin for the second game in a row, but Andre Drummond tried to step it up. 18 points and 16 rebounds for the big man for the Pistons. In the end, it was 3 20-point scorers that led the way for Milwaukee. Eric Bledsoe had 27 points, Greek Freak 26 points and 12 rebounds, and Chris Middleton with 24 points. Milwaukee leads that series 2-0. Finally, in the game to the south, the Houston Rockets 118, Utah Jazz 98. Derek Favors had 14 points and 12 rebounds. Rudy Gobert 11 points and 12 rebounds, both players for the Jazz. Jazz had 5 players with at least 11 points, but sadly it wasn't enough. Houston had 4 players with at least 16 points. James Harden leading the way with 32 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists for Houston. Houston now leads the series 2-0. There are 3 games on the cards for the NBA. There are 3 games in the NBA later today. Philadelphia 76ers at the Brooklyn Nets, 8 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Denver Nuggets at the San Antonio Spurs, NBA TV, 9 p.m. Eastern. And at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, Golden State Warriors try to bounce back from blowing a 31-1 31-point lead versus the LA Clippers. TNT, once again, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. From the hardwood to the ice.
Back in front door, shot, scores! Bobby O from Sanderson! Beto! Rebound chance in front. Kagan is there, puck up free, score! Score! 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Around the NHL.
Playoff hockey is some of the best hockey in the entire season, and last night it did not disappoint. 3 games that may not have been the most competitive, but 3 games that had intriguing storylines from start to finish. The Boston Bruins led 2-0 and 5-2 before Toronto fought back both times. Toronto had it to within 5-4 with about 5.5 to play before Boston scored an empty netter late in regulation to win 6-4. David Pasternak came off the bench basically basically. Played 3.5 minutes in the first period, but then they changed his role and he got back on the first line with Marchand and Bergeron, and that made a huge difference as Boston wins the game and ties the series at 2 heading back to Boston in 2 nights. They'll be back at the Garden on Friday night. Dallas Stars 5, Nashville Predators 1. The series is now tied at 2. Ben Bishop had an uncharacteristic game in Game 3. Well, he made up for it, letting in 1 goal on 35 shots against Nashville. Meanwhile, in the other net, Pekka Rinne, the starting goalie for the Nashville Predators, was pulled after 8 shots because he allowed 4 goals on 8 shots. Dallas was up 5-0 before Josie added a goal for Nashville, and that would be it. 5-1, the Stars win, and like we said, they tie the series at 2. Finally, and arguably the best game of the night, the Calgary Flames led 2-0 against the Colorado Avalanche before the Avalanche tied it at 2 before the end of regulation. They had a power play towards the end of regulation, and in overtime, it was Mikko Rantanen who scored at 10:23 into the overtime period. Mikko Rantanen also had the game-tying goal 17-10 into the third period. Colorado leads the series 3-1, and get this, both number 1 seeds could be out of their respective first-round playoff series in the NHL. Seeding doesn't really matter in the NHL as it's showing this season. They'll play in Calgary on Friday night, and if Calgary were to win that and extend the series, they would play at the Pepsi Center in Denver on Sunday night for Game 6. There are 3 games on the NHL schedule for today. Washington Capitals are at the Carolina Hurricanes, 7 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. Washington leads 2-1 in that series. St. Louis Blues are at the Winnipeg Jets. 2-2 is the series in that one, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on USA Network. Finally, in the last game of the night at 10 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN, the Vegas Golden Knights travel to San Jose, not that far of a travel, for the San Jose Sharks. Vegas leads 3-1 in that series and can close it out later tonight. Now from the ice to the diamond.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone! And Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Touch 'em all, Joe. Home run! Mike Piazza!
Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Got it! Man, what a play!
Now from Major League Baseball.
The MLB had 14 games on its slate yesterday. Philadelphia Phillies 2, New York Mets 3. Jake Arrieta gets the win for the Phillies. St. Louis Cardinals 6, Milwaukee Brewers 3. In 10 innings, it was the Kansas City Royals 4, Chicago White Sox 3, LA Dodgers 3, Cincinnati Reds 2. Walker Buehler is 2-0 now after yesterday's win. Cleveland Indians 1, Seattle Mariners 0. The Mariners are now on a 6-game losing streak after starting the season 13-2. In 10 innings, Pittsburgh Pirates 3, Detroit Tigers 2, Washington Nationals 9, San Francisco Giants 6, Tampa Bay Rays 8, Baltimore Orioles 1. In 10 innings, Arizona Diamondbacks 3, Atlanta Braves 2, Minnesota Twins 4, Toronto Blue Jays 1, Chicago Cubs 6, Miami Marlins 0. Cole Hamels is 3-0 for the Cubs. Texas Rangers 5, LA Angels 4, Oakland Athletics 2, Houston Astros 1. In the last game of the night, Brett Gardner hit a grand slam late in the game. New York Yankees 5, Boston Red Sox 3. That's the Sport Report for April 18th, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. Do you want to contact Chandler Sports or members of the Sport Report team? Visit sportreportcws.com. This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler Sports is strictly prohibited.